Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda. Can you hear me okay? It's doing that thing again. Here's some sage. Am I buffering? It looks like I am. I feel like I'm buffering again. You can hear me fine? Here's some sage. Let me really smoke it. BJ! Oh, good. It's not buffering. Okay, good. Hi, BJ. Here's some sage. Sage for you. There we go. There we go. There it goes. Oh, what's that? It looks like little paws. Oh, they're hearts. Ah, nice. Definitely have to get a new computer. That has to happen. Group hug. Hug, hug, hugs. BJ, I ordered my mug. I ordered a veganista mug today. Was it today? Yesterday. I can't wait to get it. What company do you use? Do you like them? Are you happy with them? Because I want to get Indigo mugs. Shoot me an email. If you don't mind. I mean, you don't have to, but it would be nice. All right, we're going to get started because it is 9:01. I can't wait to get it. When you put it up on Instagram, I was like, oh, I need that. I need to have that mug. I just bought another mug. I don't know if it's it's in the sink. I just bought another mug from another friend of mine. It's so cute. Wait, I have to get it. Her name is Nadine. Isn't she cute? I love her. And she's on my phone too. No, I didn't get the strawberry one. I got it's just the white and black one. Yeah, right? It's very nice. First she made it stickers and I was like, I love the stickers and I'm going to buy the stickers because I love the stickers. But can I get Nadine on a mug? Because she didn't have her on a mug. And I said, I like your logo too. Can you put the logo on your mug for me? So now she has a new product. Okay, well, we are going to get started because, it's after 9 o'clock. And welcome to the Indigo Room, where we discuss all things spiritual. And I am your host, Sydney Chase. And this is the Indigo Room. And by that, I mean that we are non-physical spiritual beings, all of us, having physical human experiences. Life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be delicious, even when it gets wicky wacky sometimes. You know, sometimes we all have a wicky wacky week, and this is the place for you. Once a week, y'all should come here. If you're new, welcome. And if you're an oldie, welcome. So let's get started. Cue the music, maestro.
Here we go, it's the indigo, sending the best of bliss, yes, so let's go. Bring brainwaves to a higher plane, manifest your world, shaking the Monday. Shift up, make moves inspired, change self-worth, first taking you higher. Bring forth your serenity, get first like destiny. Have to choose, substitute, and make it move to find the way in you. Touch the sky and level high, the spirits rise within the tree. So yes, I invite you. So come on through, see how we do in the Indigo Room, yeah.
Welcome to the Indigo Room. How you doing? I hope you all had a great week. Hi, Linda. Hi, BJ. And we are going to be reading Neville this week again, because 1 week we read Neville, 1 week we read the I Am Discourses. And we're reading Resurrection, and we're discussing Resurrection by Neville Goddard, whom we love. We love Neville in the Indigo Room. So we have our sage. If you have your sage, then make sure you sage, sage yourself. Send some sage over to us too. And we'll send it back. How about that? This week was a little, I don't even know. I can't even say it was Wicky Wacky, but BJ, I did check out that person that you were talking about, that astrology lady. I did check her out, and she said some really interesting things to me. Well, to Tauruses, because I'm a Taurus. So she said some really interesting things. And then while I was listening to her, it just, kept going, and it kept pulling up all these different Taurus people who were doing astrology for Taurus. And they all said the same freaking thing. I don't know. Something's happening with Taurus this month of April. Oh, how did I discover Neville? That's a good question. Well, first I was doing Abraham Hicks, and I was all involved in Abraham Hicks. Loved Abraham Hicks. Now, the thing about that is, and then prior to that, I was also going to a non-denominational church at one point, and I was loving that too. But what happened to me was, after the church, it felt like it was the same thing over and over. And I was like, I need more. And then one of my prayer partners, as a matter of fact, she introduced me to to Abraham Hicks. She gave me some tapes. I listened to that. I went and bought the book. And then I was, all involved in that for a while. And I had some groups on Yahoo that I was running. And I would join the Abraham Hicks group a lot. And then I went to go see Abraham Hicks in New York. They came to New York, and we went to go see them. And then in the group, people even would always ask me if I had read Neville Goddard. And I was like, no. They said, well, you sound just like him. I was like, okay. I don't know who this Neville Goddard is. And that was in, it started, I guess, in 2005, around 2006. People kept saying to me, you sound like Neville. And in 2007, it just got like ridiculous. Like every time I turned around, somebody said, "Oh, have you read Neville?" I was like, "No." "Well, you sound like Neville Goddard." So finally I was like, okay, I need to check out this Neville Goddard person, because I don't understand why everybody is saying I sound like him or I talk like him. So that's how I found him. I went and found At Your Command first. And one of the guys in The Secret, what's his name? Joe something. I can't remember. I was on his mailing list, and he sent out this email about Neville Goddard, and that he had this book that nobody else had, and it was called At Your Command. And he was running this sale for $14. You could get him. So I was like, okay. So I bought it, and it was one of those downloadable things. Yeah, Joe Vitale. That's him. That's the guy. Yes, him. And and thank you for liking the hitting the like. That's great. Thank you. He sold the book, on to his email list, and I was like, oh my goodness, let me, everybody was saying I sound like Neville Goddard, so like, wow, this must be kismet or something. So I bought the book and I read it, and it really wasn't a book at all. It was like, I don't know, a couple of pages, and then he put his commentary in the mix, and it really annoyed me, because I was like, okay, everybody's saying this big, huge thing that I sound like Neville, and I don't know, and I was underwhelmed. And the reason why I was underwhelmed is because there was so much more, and I didn't know it. So at that point I said, well, let me just see if I can find anything else about Neville Goddard, because he didn't really have, in the book that I got anyway, he really didn't have a whole lot. It was mostly him talking about whatever. And then I found out that, all this free stuff was free, just free. Neville was free for everybody, everywhere. And I just spent $14. So that annoyed me. And I got off Joe Vitale's email list immediately and started, reading and downloading. And I think it was How to Use Your Imagination that I found first. And that's been it ever since. I just eat Neville. Yes, it was like a booklet. It really was. It was like a little booklet, a little downloadable booklet. And I felt duped. But it made me go search for Neville, search for more. So I can't say that, it wasn't a good thing. It turned out to be a good thing, even though it was disguised as, this ancient text. He made it seem so like, oh, you have to see it. It's amazing, nobody else has this. And then I found At Your Command for free, like the real one. It's amazing what people do to sometimes to others, in just to make a buck. So, and one of the things that Neville talks about is how he, didn't overcharge people when they came to his lectures. And that's one of the things I loved about him. He made the information pretty much as readily as available as he possibly could to others, just like Abdullah did for him. So, that's why we have the Indigo Room here. And, we try to, like, some things, you'll pay for, but, not Neville stuff. It's free. All right. Hi, Deborah. Yeah, he bought the rights, but you know what? all over. It's all over for free. I found it for free. And the one I found was a lot deeper and went into a little bit more depth than his. What he sent me was, kind of underwhelming, as I said. Hello, Deborah. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. Yay. Yeah, I found them for free from realneville.com. Remember, I used to tell you guys to go there? And yeah, Mr. 2020 has it for free too. Anyway, so we are reading the Neville discourses today. I mean, the Neville discourses. Well, they're kind of like a discourse. But we're reading The Resurrection by Neville today. We're going to tickle our amygdala, and we are going to do a little bit of breathing. Not too long, just a little bit of deep breathing. And I just want to know, first, there was a question that I posted in the chat. And have you revised your day? How are you using your imagination, and are you stumbling? So we want to talk about that tonight too, because this chapter is really short. We might go into chapter 7. Thank you, BJ. It was a pretty decent story, I think. Yeah, Neville was like my neighbor. As a matter of fact, I have a friend on my Facebook who knew him as a little girl. He used to come to our house. Her parents knew him very well. She also had some of his pictures and pictures of herself with him when she was little, and some of his old tapes. So he was a real person. He really did exist. And she shows the pictures sometimes. Well, she has them up on her Facebook page. But yeah, I would be sitting on his doorstep, truly. Be like, hello, Mr. Goddard, can I come in? Can I sit with you for a while? He'll probably say, Sydney, I've been waiting a long time for you, just like Abdullah. Oh gosh. Okay, so let's tickle our amygdala first. Deborah said, me too. I was listening to him today, all day, because I was home today. Well, I could do it at work too, but sometimes it gets a little sketchy because, people in and out of my office all day long. So this week, I decided to stay home and work from home for 3 days. And it was the best 3 days. I got so much work done, so much more work done than I would have gotten done had I gone into the office. But I was listening to him today, and just regurgitating his some of his experiences, and just laughing and listening to him. It just was so refreshing to just sit and listen to Neville all day. And then, I remembered some things, that I probably wasn't doing. And it's a great reminder. So I think you should follow KWatt 100, or it's 100 KWatt. I always get it confused. We have him sponsored, as a channel that we sponsor, a channel that we like, in the Indigo Room channel. And you should subscribe to that, because he just has tapes upon tapes upon tapes upon tapes upon tapes, and you just let it run. And you just let it play, and it just continues to play. And it's one lecture after the other. And I always find something good. Always. I always get something out of it, even though I've listened to him a million times. Listening to him again, I always pick up stuff and I go, oh yeah, that's right. And so today, one of the things that I picked up, he was talking about his brother and how he would pass by this building that this business that was taken away from his dad, by nefarious means. And he didn't want to cause the people any harm, but he just did want to see Goddard and Sons on the marquee. And as he passed by this place of business, he would do that every day, twice a day. Just imagine their name on the building instead of the name that was currently on the building at the time. And you can research them now. They're a multi-million dollar company in the Caribbean, and they're all over the world. They have Goddard products. We did research them a few years back, and they're all over. So that one thing that his brother did for 2 years straight. You know, we get all wicky wacky if we imagine something and it doesn't happen tomorrow. His brother did it for every day for 2 years, twice a day. That's it. And he didn't think, he didn't like stress about it. He went on about his regular day. He went to work. He did everything, whatever. And then someone came along one day and offered to buy the business for him. He didn't have any money. He didn't have anything. He had no collateral. And the gentleman offered to buy the business for him. And then when he passed away, left him all this money and whatever. So you have no idea how the thing is going to manifest for you. You can't, if he just kept saying, oh, I want to see the name on the building and this is how it's going to happen. That's why you have to go to the end. What does the end feel like? What would you be doing if this actually happened? How would you feel? And then, you can't stress about it. You can't. That's why we like the 2-cup method and the I remember when technique, because it just allows you to put the thing away and stop stressing about it, right? Just put it away, put it aside, wash your glasses, and it's already taken care of. You don't know how it's going to manifest. Not your business. Mind your business. Your business may be washing dishes and changing the diapers on your kids. Mind your business. Let God do the heavy lifting. Let Goddess do the heavy lifting. So that's what was reiterated and put back into my brain again today, listening to Neville. So I'm just saying. Steph, hi, welcome to the Indigo Room. Hi. Well, you all know Stephanie, so I don't have to reintroduce her. Love that you have that flexibility to work from home. That is such a blessing. I don't have that flexibility. I wish, listen, I decided that I'm going to have it. They didn't give it to me. I just tell them. I'm like, listen, I ain't coming in today. I'm working from home. I got to tell you, I got more work done, though. And they recognized it. They saw it. My supervisor's boss told her, tell Sydney, thank you. It's the first time anybody said that to me the entire time I've been at the Metropolitan Opera. Thank you for doing all the work she did today. I was like, what? All right now. What? Listen, I have worked overtime. I have bent over backwards. I have jumped on in the middle of the night when we had problems, when we had snowstorms. I have worked through snowstorms. I have done, I can't even tell you, because that's the kind of person I am when I'm ethical in my work process. I give you more than you ask me for. And today, I got to thank you. First time in 4 years. Wow, I was stunned, but it was nice. He's a new supervisor. He's a new head guy. So, 100K Watt. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. Yeah, he's great. He is selling all of Neville lectures in his own voice on DVD for $25. Yeah, it's a very minimal amount of money to have that. I think it's worth it. I used to just donate money to him because I used to just tithe to him. I used to just send him money. I was like, here, this is for you because of all the work you do. You didn't have to do that. So here you go. Because he also used to have the written lectures, and I just downloaded them all off his website and printed them up. I have them in my house. And I used to just shoot him. When I got extra money, I shot him extra money because, you know, he didn't have to do that. So, BJ says she knows that Neville story. I'm imagining my name all over $1 million bill. Oh, well, you know what? You are a fierce one on that Instagram, Miss BJ. I just have to say, I can't keep up with you. Not yet, but I'm about to. Okay, so imagine that you have your feather in your hands. I don't care what color it is. You know what color it is. And you're going to feel the bristles on your feather, right? Close your eyes. And this is a great imagination exercise. So just feel the bristles and imagine you have this feather. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Is it short? Is it long? We all know, you know, some of us have had hard feathers. Some of us have had soft feathers. Some of them are medium. Mine is purple, gold, and white. And then you're going to lift the feather up into the center of your forehead. And then you're going to tickle your amygdala to the right. And you're going to tickle your amygdala to the left. And then you pull your feather out. We're going to have to get Neil Slade back on the show. Linda suggested it, and I thought that was a really great suggestion. So we're going to have to reach out to him as soon as I get a new computer and I could do 2 people at the same time, because this laptop right now is not feeling the new camera. Not feeling it at all. Barb, yay! Barb's in the house. Hi, Barb. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we're going to do, Neil Slade. We got to get him back. He's still around doing stuff on YouTube. So I was like, I had to check him out. I was like, is he still making videos and stuff? Yes. Okay, so we have to get him back on into the Indigo Room, and maybe we'll do a series with him. We'll see if we can get him, you know, to do that for us. So we're going to do a little breathing tonight. So I want you to relax your shoulders, your head. Make yourself like a bobblehead. Drop your hands on the sides of your sides and just let your hands dangle, your arms. And just relax. And we're going to breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth 3 times. Ready? Okay, breathe in as deeply as you can and breathe out. Let all the air as far as you can out of your lungs. And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And just relax your head, your face. Breathe normally now. Don't stop breathing. And relax your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your torso, your back, your solar plexus. Relax your thighs, your knees, your legs, we forgot your arms, your hands, and your feet. Just let your body just relax there for a minute, like a wet noodle you are. And then you're going to imagine a gold orb on the top of your head, just hovering. You see it? I see it. And then it bursts right above your head and it slides down into your forehead, this liquid light. liquid gold light into your forehead, into your eyes, down your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your chest. It's going down through your spine. It's moving up and down through your spine. Down into your buttocks, into your first chakra, into your legs, your knees. It's moving down into your legs and your feet. And you are just a gold, liquid-filled being. Liquid light. And just let it run. Imagine it running back and forth up through the top of your head, down through the bottom of your feet, out to the ground, and up through the heavens, up through the ethers. And then when you're ready, just sit there for a moment. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the Indigo Room, because we need you. And we're going to start the read. Okay. I hope that was relaxing for you. So, if you would all make sure that you hit the like button, because that helps us to send out notifications to people who are not here yet, and to remind them that the Indigo Room is live. It also helps you so that you can get notifications and you can see more content of what you like. So it helps the algorithm of YouTube. And I just want to say, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. That's all. I was so, just shocked last week. So I didn't get to say that last week, and I meant to. So I want to do that this week. So we rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, because he was doing some amazing things. And this is what happens when you change your consciousness, and you not the death part, but what you create. People say that people can't change, and he was gangbanging, and then he had a change of consciousness and did so many things for his community. So we just want to send love and light. And if you happen to check out his mother's message, if I can find it, I will play it for you before we leave tonight. But she is a powerful woman who had a beautiful son. And she was telling everybody else to be encouraged. Don't be discouraged. And she said that he's with every single one of us right now. He's everywhere, she said. And now he knows the mysteries of life. She says he's a light being. You should have heard how she talked about him. I was sitting up there, I was in tears. I was like, oh my goodness. She didn't have a tear in her eye. She was smiling. The way she said he had a glow about him. She said he glowed all the time. So she says he's okay. So anyway, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, and thank you, because what you did was you brought a community together that nobody thought was ever going to happen. And that was the Crips and the Bloods. And they all came together, and they had a peace rally on Sunday together. Nobody saw that coming. Barb said he was a good man. That's right. And his whole being was amazing. It was just amazing. So anyway, good tidings. That's what we're reading tonight in the resurrection. I want to say hello to our Indigo Room people in TalkShoe. I forgot. I wasn't feeling so well this weekend, and I didn't upload last week's video. So you're going to get 2 uploads this week. How about that? That's if you're still there. If you thought I left. I didn't. I just forgot. I wasn't feeling good, and I was busy this weekend, so I didn't put it up there, but it's coming up. It's going up there this weekend. Good tidings. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that bringeth peace, that bringeth good tidings of good, that bringeth salvation. A very effective way to bring good tidings to another is to call before your mind's eye the subjective. I was wondering why I'm hot. I was wondering, I was like, why is it so hot in here all of a sudden? That's because I had the heating pad and the massage thing going. Yeah, and it just I got overheated. It's like really, it was really, really hot. Had to put it, turn it off. Oh wait, I didn't even turn it off. Let me turn this sucker off. There we go. And it was on high. Woof, girl, are you nuts? So, a very effective way to bring good tidings to another is to call before your mind's eye the subjective things of the person you wish to help and have him affirm that he has done that which you desired him to do. When I first read that little subject, that little sentence, I was like, what are you talking about, Neville? What do you mean? But you bring the person, the image of the person to you that you want to help to your mind, and you have that person affirm that he has done or she has done that which you desired for them to do. So let's see, if one of your friends is unemployed or having, I don't know, relationship problems, then you would see them in your imagination affirming that the thing that you want for them has worked out, basically. This awakens within him the vibratory correlate of the state affirmed, which vibration persists until its mission is accomplished. It does not matter that it is you, that it doesn't matter what it is you desire to have done or whom you select to do it. As soon as you objectively affirm that it is done, results follow. Failure can result only if you fail to accept the truth of your assertion, or if the state affirmed would not be desired by the subject for himself or another. In the latter event, the state would realize itself in you, the operator. That's what we talked about the last time that we discussed Neville. If you send it out and it's something that you couldn't accept for yourself and they can't accept, it comes back to you. So, if you're cursing somebody and they can't accept the curse, you're like, I wish you would just drop dead. That energy comes back to you. It comes back to the operator. It comes back to the sender. The seemingly harmless habit of talking to yourself is the most fruitful form of prayer. Now, I know my mother used to tell me that if I talk to myself, stop talking to yourself, because I used to talk to myself all the time, right? She would say, that's a crazy person. You're crazy. Well, I know that I'm crazy. We all know that. That's nothing new. But she said that if you talk to yourself, you shouldn't talk to yourself. That's not a good thing. And Satan could hear you. What kind of a thing is that to tell a kid? She'll tell you right now. She probably doesn't remember that, if she ever heard this, because she doesn't listen to this anyway. But if she did, she would say, I never said that. Yes, you did. Had me all messed up in the head. A mental argument with the subjective image of another is the surest way to pray for an argument. You are asking to be offended by the other when you objectively meet. He is compelled to act in a manner displeasing to you, unless before the meeting you countermand or modify your order by subjectively affirming a change. So again, you would have to do that in your imagination. Have you ever had an argument with somebody in your mind, like they're not even there, and you just going, you know what? The next time right? You're just having this whole conversation in your mind with this person. Or you're thinking of things you should have said, but you didn't. And then you're still arguing with them in your mind. Well, you're setting that up for yourself the next time that you meet them or somebody who has that kind of energy to have an argument. Unfortunately, man forgets his subjective arguments, his daily mental conversations with others, and so is at a loss for an explanation of the conflicts and misfortunes of his life. As mental arguments produce conflicts, so happy mental conversations produce corresponding visible states of good tidings. Man, woman creates himself, herself out of their own imagination. Every single thing that is in the planet today could not have been here without somebody first imagining it. Period. It just doesn't happen. There's nothing that's here that didn't first get formed in someone's imagination. Even trees, grass, the planets had to come out of somebody's imagination. It didn't just pop out here by itself. That's what I believe, anyway. If the state desired is for yourself and you find it difficult to accept as true what your senses deny, call before your mind's eye the subjective image of a friend and have him mentally affirm that you are already that which you desire to be. This establishes in him, without his conscious consent or knowledge, the subconscious assumption that you are that which he mentally affirmed, which assumption, because it is unconsciously assumed, will persist until it fulfills its mission. So if you can't, that's why I used Nicole. Remember, I told you how I used Nicole for my car, right? I used her in my imagination. And she was the person in my imagination who said, "Oh my God, Sydney, I can't believe you got a car." So if you can't imagine the thing for yourself, you can't, it's too grandiose for you. It's too big for you. Then imagine me saying, "Oh my God, BJ. Oh my God, Linda. Oh my God, Deborah. Oh my God, Stephanie. Wow, you did that thing." Whatever that thing is. Imagine me. You know what my voice sounds like. You know what I look like. So it shouldn't be that difficult to imagine me saying, "What? Oh my God, you did? Oh, that's so great. I'm so happy you got that job. I'm so happy you went to that class. I'm so happy you took that trip. I'm so happy you earned that money. I'm so happy you got a raise. I'm so happy that you moved. I'm so happy you got the car. So happy that you're pregnant." I don't know what y'all are trying to figure out. But I'm so happy that you're healthy. That's great. So whatever it is that you maybe can't imagine for yourself, imagine me saying, "Wow," or whatever words you want to put in my mouth, I'll accept them, okay? Another very effective way for you to pray. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Another effective way to pray for oneself is to use the formula of Job, who found that his own captivity was removed as he prayed for his friends. Fix your attention on a friend and have the imaginary voice of your friend tell you that he is or has that which is comparable to that which you desire to be or have. As you mentally hear and see him, feel the thrill of his good fortune and sincerely wish him well. This awakens in him or her the corresponding vibration of the state affirmed, which vibration must then objectify itself as a physical fact. You will discover the truth of this statement. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. The quality of mercy is twice blessed. It blesses him who taketh and him who giveth. So you can imagine that I have $10,000 income a month. How about that? Because it works in twofold, right? Is according to what Neville is saying. So if you can't imagine the thing for yourself, you still can't imagine the thing for yourself, whatever the thing is. Imagine that I have it. Because, you know, I know y'all imagining some good stuff, right? I hope. Okay, well, don't be imagining no crazy stuff. I'm not jumping out of a plane, all right? I'm not doing that. And I'm not climbing no mountains. I'm not climbing Mount Everest, and I'm not jumping out of no planes. So if you're going to imagine that, it's not going to happen for you if you send it to me. Well, it might. I'll just send it right back to you because I'm not doing it. You hear me? It's not happening. So don't imagine that craziness. Argument in my mind. Yes, yes, yes. Linda says she has an argument. You're saying that you had an argument in your mind? Yes. Is that what you're saying? Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. The quality of mercy is twice blessed, as it blesses him who taketh and him who giveth. The good you subjectively accept as true of others will not only be expressed by them, but a full share will be realized by you. It used to happen to me all the time that people that blessed me got doubly blessed. Like, you know, it was just kind of strange. People who gave me something or did something for me, in turn, would receive a blessing for themselves. So if you do that for another, could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be somebody that you love really close to you, you know, it could be an enemy. Linda, not an enemy. Let me take that back. Somebody that you don't particularly care for. Linda and I had a discussion a couple of weeks ago about, remember, Linda, you were talking about somebody that you knew that, you know, you really weren't feeling all that great about, and you just decided to see them in a better space and decided to see them in a better job. And it turns out that it was a blessing for them when they got that job and left your job, and it became a blessing for you, for y'all too. So you got blessed and she got blessed. It was a wonderful story. We're going to have Linda come on and tell us about it one day. It was a wonderful story. Transformations are never total. Force A is always transformed into more than a force B. A blow with a hammer produces not only a mechanical concussion, but also heat, electricity, sound, and a magnetic change, and so on. The vibratory correlate in the subject is not the entire transformation of the sentiment communicated. The gift transmitted to another is like the divine measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, so that after the 5,000 are fed from the 5 loaves and 2 fish, 12 baskets full are left over. So there's really no waste, right? So you can't waste this energy. You know, a lot of times people say, I'm not wasting my energy on her or him. I've said that. I'm not wasting my energy. I'm not wasting my energy. Well, it's really not a waste, because if you send out good tidings and they can't accept it, again, the energy comes back to you. So there's no waste. There's no waste. And if they can accept it, it's a blessing for them and a blessing for you. So it multiplies. How about that? I know. You don't want to send good tidings to the person over there at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I know. It's a hard thing to do. But maybe, somehow that might work out for us if we do that. Maybe we should just do things a different way. You never know. Okay, so do you have any questions about chapter 6? That's it. That's the end of chapter 6, Good Tidings. The end of a very short book. That's what they used to say on Sesame Street. Any questions about chapter 6? We'll read chapter 7 too. It's very short. If you have any questions, you have any comments, you have anything you want to add to the reading tonight, chapter 6, how do you feel about it? What do you think? Is it possible that we can send good tidings to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and not get Wicky Wacky? Is that possible? Do you think any of us could do that? I'm going to try. Okay, no, I'm going to do it this week. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to try. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to send good tidings to that person over there, back there, down in the DMV. Barb said, oh, we can all try. Well, here's the thing. If he doesn't accept it, if that person doesn't accept it, it's not wasted energy. It comes back. It comes back to us. How about that? So even if we send it out, you can't send it out begrudgingly, okay? You have to send it out. You have to send it out. There's God in there too. God is in that person. I know it doesn't look like it sometimes, but God is in that person too. So we send the energy out. Good tidings. If they don't accept it, it comes back to us. How about that? Barb said yes, because it will be a good exercise and it can't hurt to try. Right. It can't hurt us. It could only benefit us. We'll get the energy back. Right, BJ. What's the alternative? The alternative is to feel angst and fear and anger and hatred. Okay? I ran through a whole host of emotions about that person. Okay? I'll be talking to my phone, yelling and screaming at my phone, yelling and screaming at my computer, yelling and screaming at my TV, yelling and screaming at my newspaper. Right now, I feel a lot better. I'm easy. I'm just, I had to let all that go. But now this is going to be a challenge for me to be able to do that. So I'm not going to try. I'm going to do it, because we know that trying means really you're not doing anything. You ain't doing that. You can't try like that. Like if I put this book down and I try to pick it up, I haven't picked it up. If I'm trying, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. No, you either pick it up, you either do or you don't do. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Can you give us a mantra? We all may need, BJ asked, can I give you a mantra? Sure. And BJ said, we all may need to do this as a team effort. I agree. I'm going to have to think about a mantra for him. And Barb says, we will all have each other's energy to do this, and it will be easier. True. If we all do it together, it will be easier. Okay, so before we leave tonight, I'm going to think of a mantra, I hope. And if I don't, I'll send it to you. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, it does, BJ. Yes, it does. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Wanda. Oh, it's a little bit busy tonight. Okay, that's all right. We're good. We're always glad to see your face in the place. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay. Because, here's the other thing that is really interesting, because when we read the Ascended Masters, one of the things that they talk about was sending love. And even if you send love to someone who's coming to destroy and plunder, The love, if they can't accept it, is so strong that it could knock them right off balance. And it's not that that's not what we want to send out, but that's what can happen. It's so strong, it's so powerful that it just takes them right out because they want to go against the love. And if you go against the love, if you go against that force, it can hurt you, literally. Not because it's trying to hurt you. It's just that the love is so strong, and your anger and your hate and your fear and your hate of another is so strong that it takes you right out. So, like, what we were doing wasn't working, marching and screaming and carrying on and, sending letters and what. None of that worked. None of it. So maybe a little love will send a little love. I have to think of a mantra though. I'm gonna read chapter 7 because it's only a page and a half. So let's do that. Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire, then you believe it to be true. Every dream could be realized by those self-disciplined enough to believe it. People are what you choose to make them. A man is according to the manner in which you look at him. You must look at him with different eyes before he will objectively change. 2 men looked from the prison bars. One saw the mud and the other saw stars. Centuries ago, Isaiah asked a question. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant? The perfect man judges not after appearances, but judges righteously. He sees others as he desires them to be. He hears only what he wants to hear. He sees only the good in others. In him is no condemnation, for he transforms the world with his seeing and hearing. Well, that's what we were talking about just a little while ago. So I still haven't thought of a mantra yet. But it's coming. It's starting to percolate. The king that sitteth on the throne scattereth the evil with his eye. Sympathy for living things, agreement with human limitation is not in the consciousness of the king, because he has learned to separate their false concepts from their true being. To him, poverty is but the sleep of wealth. How about that? Just like death is but the sleep of living. So poverty is but the sleep of wealth. I like that. I think I'm going to have to put that on a t-shirt. He does not see caterpillars, but painted butterflies to be. Not winter, but summer sleeping. Not man in want, but Jesus sleeping. Jesus of Nazareth, who scattereth the evil with his eye, is asleep in the imagination of every man, and out of his own imagination must man awaken him by subjectively affirming, I am Jesus. Then and only then will he see Jesus, for man can only see what is awake within himself. The holy womb is man's imagination. The holy child is that conception of himself which fits Isaiah's definition of perfection. Heed the word of St. Augustine. Too late have I loved thee, for behold, thou wert within, and it was without that I did seek thee. So it was within, and we were looking without to find thee, trying to find what we're looking for, trying to find the kingdom of heaven. Everybody, like we said a couple of weeks ago, is looking up to the sky and waiting for Jesus to return. When Jesus is within, the kingdom of heaven is within, God is within. It is to your own consciousness that you must turn as to the only reality. There and there alone, you awaken that which is asleep. Though Christ 1,000 times in Bethlehem be born, if he is not born in thy soul, is still forlorn. If he's not born in thee, thy soul is still forlorn. Creation is finished. You call your creation into being by feeling the reality of the state you would call. A mood attracts its affinities, but it does not create what it attracts. A mood attracts its affinities, but it does not create what it attracts. As sleep is called by feeling I am sleepy, so too is Jesus Christ called by feeling I am Jesus Christ. Now, you know what? That is the first time I heard that this way. I've never heard it this way before, but this was the time that I actually got it. So a mood attracts its affinities, but it does not create what it attracts. As sleep is called by feeling I am sleepy, so too is Jesus Christ called by feeling I am Jesus Christ. Now it makes sense to me. I don't know if you all got that, but it hit me in just a certain kind of way today. Then it's, you know, look at this book. You see how beat down it is? You know how many times I've read this book? And today is the first time that I really got that whole little passage right there. Man sees only himself. Nothing befalls man that is not the nature of himself. People emerge out of the mass, betraying their close affinity to your moods as they are engendered. You meet them seemingly by accident, but find they are intimates of your moods. Because your moods continually externalize themselves, you could prophesy from your moods that you, without search, would soon meet certain characters and encounter certain conditions. Therefore, call the perfect one into being by living in the feeling, I am Christ. For Christ is the one concept of self through which can be seen the unveiled realities of eternity. Our behavior is influenced by our subconscious assumption, respecting our own social and intellectual rank and that of the one we are addressing. Let us seek for and evoke the greatest rank, the noblest of all that of all is let us seek for and evoke the greatest rank, and the noblest of all is that which disrobes man of his mortality and clothes him with uncurbed immortal glory. Let us assume the feeling, I am Christ, and our whole behavior will subtly and unconsciously change in accordance with that assumption. One of the things that I say all the time is I am the presence, filling my world with perfection this day. But I could say I am the Christ. I also say I'm the resurrection and the life on the regular. You know, when I'm just walking up the hill, I'm coming home. I am the presence filling my world with perfection, and I am the resurrection and the life. But I could also now add in there that I am the Jesus Christ, or I am the Christ, or I am Christ. Our subconscious assumptions continually externalize themselves that others may consciously see us as we subconsciously see ourselves, and tell us by their actions what we have subconsciously assumed ourselves to be. Maybe that's why Nipsey Hussle was glowing. Maybe that's why his mom thought, you know, he glowed. She said he had an aroma about him. He didn't even have to use any cologne. He just always smelled good. And he shone. She said he had an aura about him. There was a light coming out of him. Maybe. You know, I think he was an indigo. That I feel like, I definitely feel that. He was a special being, or is a special being, sorry. Therefore, let us assume the feeling, I am Christ, until our conscious claim becomes our subconscious assumption. We all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory. Let God awake and his enemies be destroyed. There is no greater prayer for man. So that is the greatest prayer. And next time we read Neville and the Resurrection, we're going into Feeling is the Secret. And that's chapter 8, Law and its Operation. So If you haven't read chapter 8 yet, I suggest that you do. It's a very good chapter. Check it out. And yes, BJ said, wow, what a reminder, Lord. This chapter is so relevant. It really is. This is why I love Neville. I gotta tell you, even if you can't read it, even if you don't have the time to read Neville, and even if you don't have the money to, purchase the CDs, if you have a cell phone that allows you to connect to the internet, then you can be riding the subway in New York City or sitting outside next to one of those little internet stations that they have on the streets now, or you could go to McDonald's if that's where you hang out. I don't do McDonald's, but if that's what you do, no judgment. You could sit and put your phone and connect to YouTube and listen to Neville Goddard. Put your headphones in and just listen to him speak. You don't even have to buy anything. You could just listen to him speak for free. He's all over the internet. You don't even have to listen to 100K Watt. You could just type in Neville Goddard on YouTube and you will find him speaking. It's right there at your command. No pun intended. I hope that you, Barb said, reading it again, I love Neville too, and listen to him on YouTube. Yes. BJ says, I'm still noodling on that mood, feeling, sleep, awake part, right? That just hit me in a way, right? I am sleepy. You're calling in sleep. So when you say I am something, you are definitely calling that into you, no matter what it is. No matter what it is. That's why that's why he was saying talking to ourselves is so key. It's not a bad thing to talk to yourself. It just depends on what you're saying. What are you saying to yourself? Are you saying, I am stupid, I am dumb, I am fat, I am old, I am broke, I am incapable, I am lost, I am afraid, I am, all the things that we tell ourselves or that we've heard people say to us before, and you don't even have to say those things. You could be in your mind saying to yourself, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that. I can't see how that's going to happen. It doesn't even make sense. Where am I going to get the money from? How am I going to? That kind of mind talk, you're not even saying I am broke, I am whatever. You're just now creating all kinds of angst in your mind. Worry. Right? You're not saying I am worried. Because, people would say to me, well, Sydney, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. But when I lay my head down on my pillow at night, I got all these worried and crazy, doubtful thoughts in my head. Now, since we found Neville, I don't lay down and I don't sleep like that. I lay down with something delicious. I'm either revising my day, or I am in my imagination creating something, or I am listening to binaural beats, or I am listening to a meditation, or I am listening now to Doxy, or I'm listening to the affirmations. It's something else that I'm listening to, and I'm not listening to my mind going nuts. We're not having that. I'm the boss of you. You're not the boss of me. That's what I tell my mind. Like, you know what? Start Wicky Wacky thoughts. Get out. You're not welcome here. Get out. Who asked you to show up? I don't want you here. Bye. See ya. Step it off. Get to stepping. One of the things I want to do for all of you tonight, before we leave, is this is something that I use, and I put it here so that I would remember to share it with you when I talk about the magic circle that I put around me, my kids, and my home, and the dog, and the bird, and myself. It says, the student can say with full authority, God, my mighty presence, surround me with thy mighty magic circle. That's what I say every morning. That naught unlike thee may find entrance at any time. So I usually say either not or nothing. It depends on where my mind is at the moment. So that nothing unlike thee may find entrance at any time. See that this is sustained without a break anywhere. So I shorten it a little bit, and I say, make sure that it's self-sustained and that there's no break anywhere. And it says, and with thy invincible power and wisdom, enable me to govern and qualify eternally all thought and outer action with thy full dominion. Now you can add all that in if you want, but I shorten it because I'm surrounding a lot of people in the morning. So, and things in my home, and the bird and the dog and so I just shorten it and I say, mighty presence surround me, and I add everybody else in there with thy mighty magic circle, that nothing unlike thee may find entrance at any time, and make sure that it's self-sustained and that there is no break. So I'm imagining now for everyone here tonight, that magic circle is around all of you. So I'm imagining that it's around Deborah, Stephanie, BJ, Linda, and Barb. I'm imagining that magic mighty circle is around all of you tonight. That is my gift to you tonight. That's what I'm giving you tonight in my imagination. So I'm going to make sure that as I drift off to sleep tonight, I'm going to surround all of you. Now, a lot of our friends didn't come tonight, and that's okay. They just missed the magic mighty circle. That's all. But if you want me to surround you, then, hit me up, send a message, or put a comment, leave a comment down below, and I can do that for you. But you should do it for yourself. Do it for your friends. Do it for your family. The other one that I do is, mighty I am presence, charge me so full of divine love that every person, place, condition, and thing I contact becomes instantly harmonious and obedient to thee and thy perfection, and hold thy full dominion forever. So I always ask the magic, the I am presence, to charge me so full of divine love. Deborah said, many blessings. Yes, surround me with all of your light and love. Okay. All right. Sure. Barb said, yes, please do. And back to you, Sydney, and each of us. And BJ said, beautiful. Yes, that's my pleasure. I'm happy to do that. But if you can, write it down, on your create your day, or, speak it into your recorder to remind yourself to do that periodically throughout the day. I used to put it in my phone because I carried my phone around with me, and it would go off every once in a while. I would set a reminder, and it would go off, and I would look at my phone and I go, oh, I would say my I am statement. Now it's kind of, I might do that again, but right now I do it pretty often throughout the day, that I don't have the reminder set up on my phone. But that's a way to just snap you out of whatever you might be in, whatever little wicky wacky loop that you might find yourself in. And it just kind of is an alert, hey, what are you doing? Stop, focus on this instead of that. So you might want to try that. as well. We used to do it in the Indigo Room, and it's just whatever technique will work to help you, bring your mind talk, and you're talking to yourself back to something of good tidings. Because whatever you are talking about, whether in your mind or audibly, that's what you're creating, because that's what your subconscious is going back to. That's what you're looping back to. So that's what you're going to experience in your own reality eventually. When I was talking to you guys earlier about listening to Neville today, one of the things that I remembered was, we have so many things, we imagine so many things, and his brother did this thing for 2 years. Every day he would look at it. Now he wasn't thinking in his mind, oh, in 2 years' time, I'm going to have this building. He just, because he didn't think like Neville thought. He didn't believe like Neville. He wasn't into everything like Neville was. He was just doing it. He would pass by twice a day. He would pass by this thing, going to work and coming home. And so he would he would look at the building and just imagine his name on this building. And now they're a multi-million-dollar company, billion-dollar company worldwide, the Goddard family has. So he didn't put a time limit on it. He didn't get stressed out about it. He wasn't angry about it. He wasn't upset about it. He wasn't, well, why is this not happening? Because every time you do that, you stop the energy. You stop it. Dead on. Poop. That's it. It's over. It's a wrap. So now you got to do it again, So it is difficult sometimes to come out of your imagination where everything that you want is beautiful and fabulous and wonderful. And if you're living in a hovel and then you look around and nothing has changed. But it has changed. It just hasn't reached you yet. It's on its way. It's coming. It's already done. Now, as soon as you start going, well, I don't see it. I don't know why. I don't know where it is. I don't know what Sydney was talking about. That's you stopping your own energy, period, point blank. I know that to be true. That's been my experience. It may, if you look at your own experience, you will see the times that you have stopped your own self. And you will see the times that you allowed things to happen. And it's not that you were consciously moving yourself out of the way. You just let it go. And then without any thought about it, the thing shows up for you. And the way that it shows up for you is not anything that you could have orchestrated on your own. I know that so many times that has happened to me that I could not have orchestrated this on my own. As a matter of fact, I don't know if Stephanie's still here, but that happened when we took my son to college. Everything just went like this, fell into place. It was amazing, even to the point that we got him into the school with no money. I didn't have no money. I was like, but my son has to go to this college because that's what he said he's going to do. That's where he said he wants to go. And one day I will share that story with you because we read it at a time. But it everything just fell into place. He literally got into this school and I had not a dime in my pocket. And they were like, how did he get in this? How did he get in the dorm? I said, what do you mean? I said, my son is already in his dorm. He already set up. He has his keys. You can't tell him he's got to leave. She was like, but ma'am, how did he get in? I said, what do you mean, how did he get in? He belongs here. Long story. But anyway, Steph, you remember that. You were there. You know the story about when we took Steven to college. And we got him in the dorm. Remember? We parked. I said, go down this street. Happened to be the street that his dorm was on. And this long line was where you came in the front and registered. We got him in his dorm first, and then we registered. It was so backwards. It was so backwards. and everything worked out perfectly. So you just don't know what spirit is going to have you do. Just don't tell it what to do. It will always find the best route for you. It may not look like the best route for you. It may not look like the best route to you, but it will always find the best route for you. Always. Hands down, if you get out of the way. All right. So next week, we're going to be doing the I am statements. And I do want to do another show during the week live. What do you think? What do you guys think? Are you up for that? Let a sister know. Yes, you're up for another live show during the week? Barb said yes. Deborah, certainly. Okay. Do we have a date and time that you prefer? Yes, on top of Wednesday night. Yes. It might be a little difficult for me in the beginning, but maybe either every other week I'll do 2, and until I can get the flow going. Do you have a date and time that you prefer? It'll have to be, if it's during the week, it'll have to be in the evening. And if it's on the weekend, it can be during the day. Preferably on Sunday if it's a weekend. I don't want to do it on Saturday. So if you want to do it on the weekend, it would have to be on the Sunday. Monday. Yes, Stephanie, it was serendipity. Serendipitous. Linda says she missed Sundays. I miss Sundays too, actually. But if I put it down, if I say I'm going to do it, then it'll happen. But if I keep saying, well, I want to, it won't happen. But if you guys say you want it on a Sunday or, sometime another one, then I'll do it. Barb says Sundays are good. Deborah says Sundays are great. BJ, what about you, Steph? BJ, you be cracking me up. I can't wait to actually meet you in real life. Barb said, I remember the Sunday shows. Yes, Sundays were always cool. We had a great time on Sundays. Okay, so I just have to get a good time for all of us. If you can write a good time for you, whatever time frame is good in locally, then I can figure out what time I can do it here in New York. Because I think, Barb, you're in Wisconsin, so you're Central Time, and I know Linda is no, Linda, are you Pacific Time now? It used to be at 1 o'clock, I think. Yeah, we did that. I think it was 1. I think we did it at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So that would be like 11. Wouldn't that would be 11 for you? No. We did it so it was 11 o'clock for you. Whatever time is 11 o'clock for you, then that was when you was Central Time. Anytime Sunday is good for you. Okay. So if I do it at 1 o'clock, well, let me think about it. Maybe I could do it. I might do it in the morning. It'll be like a morning coffee. We'll all have coffee. Well, I don't drink coffee anymore. I drink dandelion tea. So we'll all have coffee and dandelion tea together maybe before 12. Maybe we'll do it in the morning. Would mornings be good? And then it's not like right in the middle of the day. Anytime Sunday. Oh, I just want to show you before we go. This is what the sea moss looks like now. Okay, I think the mornings too, Barb. I think that would be great. I just won't have any makeup on. I'm not putting my makeup on Sunday morning for y'all. It'll just be me in my natural self. Well, we'll see. But this is what the sea moss looks like. I made it into a gel. So you make it into a gel. It's kind of jelly-like. I don't know if you could see it. Yeah. And then you put that in your smoothies and your other food, and it really doesn't have a bad taste, but it helps your body, and it helps gives you great nutrition for your body, all the nutrients that your body needs. So if you want to get the sea moss, let me know, and I'll send you the place where you can get it from, and I'll show you how to make it. Maybe we'll do that on Sunday. I'll show you how to make the sea moss gel. All right. So, okay, so mornings it is. So it'll be Sunday morning. Oh, yay! Awesome sauces. And maybe we'll just talk, maybe we won't necessarily, we'll just talk about, whatever we want to talk about. It'll be an open discussion like we used to do. We'll just talk about stuff. We'll do the studies, during the week. And then on Sundays, we'll just come together for a community chit chat. We'll see what happens. Okay. We can talk about stuff that happened to you during the week, or, you want to elaborate on stuff. We want to share stuff. We want to talk about Neville. We want to talk about things that are working for us, what things are not working for us, and how we can improve and what we could do better, and just share. And we'll just have a little coffee on Sunday. Yeah, me too. I like the open discussion as well. And then we'll get on the phone and just chit chat. Or not. You can chit chat in the chat. Okay, so our PayPal links are down below. The book links are down below, and the podcast links are down below, and all of our stuff is down below. Patreon, and maybe we should do it on Patreon. I think maybe we should do it there. I'll figure it out, because on Patreon we can do videos over there too. Right. So you can email me. Your CMOS is still stringy. I'll teach you how to fix it. BJ. You can email us, me or Linda, at the Indigo Room 2@gmail.com. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, you want to elaborate on, more things topics you want to talk about on Sunday, because Sunday will be just an easy breezy kind of show. And how you make the gel. Yes, I'll teach you how to make the gel. It's really easy. And then okay, I'll just tell you. I'll tell you right now. You just take your sea moss, take a cup of sea moss, right? Put it in some spring water. I like to make sure that it's covered. So I cover the sea moss in the spring water and I let it sit. I let mine sit in the refrigerator for like 2 days. People say you should let it sit overnight. I like to let it sit for 2 days, because then it gets really like gooey. And then, but cut it up before you put it in the water. I like to cut it up, take a cup of it, measure it, cut it up, cover it over in the water. You don't have to cover the pot or the bowl or whatever. You just stick it in the refrigerator, because it needs to breathe. And even though I have a top on this, it's not on tight because it needs to breathe, right? And let it sit for I let it sit for 2 days. It doesn't go bad, so it's not going to go bad in your refrigerator. And then, of course, you have to clean it. Clean it all before you do all that. Clean all the sand off of it. And then once it's kind of gooey, you scoop it out and put it in your blender. And then just blend it. Chop it up a little bit, just chop it up, chop it up, chop it up. And then I go through the stages on my blender. And then the next thing you know, it becomes really like this thick syrupy thing. I don't even use all of the water that I put in there. I let it soak, and then I put in additional water, just a little bit of the water at a time, until it gets like a paste. And once it gets like a paste that I think is good, it's thick. I put it in a jar, in a glass jar, and put it in my refrigerator. And then it becomes like a gel. Then you just scoop it out, put in your smoothies or whatever as you move through the course of your day. There we go. Oh, thank you. BJ signed up as a Patreon supporter of the Indigo Room. Awesome. So we may wind up doing the talk part on over there. I don't know yet, but let me figure out the logistics and get it together. But it'll definitely be on Sundays. So remember who you are, and you can follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram, and thank you all of you who have followed us. We appreciate that. And that's it. So we are going to see you next week on Wednesday night. You could like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. And I do want to know, what are your thoughts about sending, I still didn't think of a mantra, sending some good tidings to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. What do you think? Leave your comments down what you think in the comments below. What do you think? Is it doable? And let us know if you want to join us on Sundays. Leave that in the comments below as well. Okay, so remember who you are. Remember that you are source energy right here in a physical body. Remember that you can be, do, and have anything that you desire. And it's not being extraordinary that makes you unique. It is your uniqueness that makes you extraordinary. So we'll see you next week. I want to thank you, BJ. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining me tonight. I love you all. And thank you to our new subscribers. We're now at 111 subscribers. So thank you. I love you all. Everybody needs love. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle and his family. We send you love and light this week and for tomorrow and days to come. And we appreciate all of you. And like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and I will see you next week. Bye. Bye. Have a great night. Thank you, Linda.